You need Panamex or Panadol or... No? Paracetamol. You know, that's like the worst thing about African. I'm African and I'm African. Girl, if you need help, you ask. I don't need help, so yeah.
No, we're African.
Oh.
What kind of bird?
Yeah! One life. What? Oh, jeez. Look at you. I get me all comfortable.
Look so. What kind of bird? Wait, are we going now? Is it live?
Oh my god, my face is not showing. That's scary.
I don't think this camera's on, I think. It's on down.
Yeah! One life. I'm such a good question.
Okay, so do you want to start?
How can this camera is in the box?
This big. No, don't look there. Look to the camera. Before we start.
He's gonna let us know.
He will?
Oh, Jesus.
It's not live. It's not live right now. Okay.
Just because you're already.
Sorry, we are live. You can stand up, okay?
Oh, see? Okay, guys. All right. Phones away. You guys, phones away. We're live.
I'm putting there and I say, forever.
We're live.
Alrighty.
Okay.
Background music.
You should welcome us.
Hi everyone, we are here again, the Omega Fire Youth. We are here with our Friday topic. Last week we discussed about careers, and our sister Nyasha, gave us some of her experience and everything. So if you still have any question about that, you can still drop your question in comment box and we'll get back to you. Today we'll be discussing about friendship and relationship. But before we start, I would like Sister Ola to pray for us. Short prayer. Thank you.
Sure. Father, in the name of Jesus,
Amen.
Lord, we want to say thank you for your grace to be alive and to be here gathered in your presence, God. We want to thank you for the youth's life right here, God. We thank you for, we've come through this week. We've ended this week literally Friday. Thank God it's Friday. We want to say thank you for the grace and the wisdom you've bestowed onto our lives.
Amen.
Lord Jesus, as we start this meeting and this meeting, Lord Jesus, go before us and just help us. Let us speak in your name, in the name of Jesus. I pray. Amen.
Amen. Oh, thank you for that wonderful prayer. So as I was saying, we'll be talking about relationship and friendship. So if you have anything to contribute, if you have any contribution, don't hesitate to put down your question or your answers in the comment box and we'll get back to you. So we'll be talking about friendship, but before we start, I would like to ask everyone what you think is friendship. So guys, before I start, sorry, my name is Beauty.
My name is Ola.
I'm Nyasha.
My name is Faith.
My name is Marvel.
I'm Israel.
Okay, so now I'll ask the question, what do you think is friendship before we go to relationship? So what is friendship? Anyone? Sister Nyasha?
I think someone you call a friend has to be somebody that you get along with, someone you can count on, someone who helps you grow, so adds to your life in a sense.
Okay, to me, I think friendship is someone you tell things about you, like some of the important things. You tell the person keeps it confidential. That's the right one? Yeah, the person keeps it confidential, and someone you run to if you need help. Because I think someone you run to when you need help, and the person is there to help you. So, any other thing?
That's it.
Okay.
can you guys say at least one characteristic that you expect in a friend? So if you're gonna call someone your friend, what's one thing or two things that you would want them to have? Starting with you, Isra.
Expect them to be there for me, like anytime, whenever I need help.
Anytime, if in 12 midnight you want to pick up the phone, okay. Okay. Can I ask you one thing? Are you that friend to other people as well? Okay. Alright, what about you, Marvin?
Trustworthy.
Trustworthy? What's yours? Oh.
God-fearing.
God-fearing? That's a good one.
I feel like it should be like, I don't know if it's the right word, symbiotic relationship, whereby I give you, you take, you give me, I take, like that kind of relationship. That's
So you guys
yeah.
like you kind of share things.
Yes, it's a two-way,
Yeah,
not just
two-way,
one.
not
Yeah,
just the one way.
definitely.
Yeah.
I'm not just as trust and she just said.
Yeah? Yeah? Trust? Okay, perfect. Let's talk about our own experiences, right? Let's talk about, have you guys ever been in situations where you're friends with someone but you don't really want to be friends with them, or there's certain things about friends that you don't like? Have you been in situations like that before?
What? Sorry, what was the question?
So have you been in situations where you're friends with someone, but maybe you don't want the friendship anymore, maybe you actually want out of the friendship, or maybe there's certain things that you feel like, I don't want to be friends with you because of this. Like, let's talk about those things. We've talked about the positive things you want in a friendship. What about some of the negative things from your experiences? You love all your friends, like they're perfect?
No.
Not
Okay,
really, but my friends, like, they respect whatever we do, like, they don't come in the way, but I say nothing, like, they're okay.
Okay. Interesting. How about you?
Some of my friends are annoying.
And in what sense?
Like when you try to do your work in class, there's just one friend. She just goes, no. Like even if I tell her to leave me alone, she doesn't leave me alone. I just let it be, or sometimes I just move and she follows.
Yeah. What about you?
Betrayal?
You've been betrayed before? You haven't been betrayed
Yeah,
before?
actually for your experience.
What about from your experiences dealing with friends, like friendships? Has there been things that you're like, well, that's not cool? Or like, well,
Yeah, actually, I was put into trouble, so you, oh, my boyfriend did this, oh, my sister did this, at least try to look around you, no one cares. You have something that, like, I have an assessment trying to make research, and you're like, oh, my sister says she doesn't have friends, my sister says she doesn't have this.
so friends that just offload.
They don't
Like come.
they don't ask you for your own issues, they just put theirs on you.
Yeah, that is very common actually in friendships. Sometimes there's always one of the two, like two people in a friendship. Sometimes if it's not well balanced, like what she said, give and take, it can be a situation where you're always helping, you're always hearing their problems, you're always on the giving end of support, giving end of like being the listening ear. So that can be a bit unhealthy. Yeah. What about you?
When she talked about like that part about, be the one listening, I am the other hand. I'm the one offloading sometimes, and like I just like, oh, this. But for me to get to that stage whereby I actually offload to you, I must trust you in a way for me to actually be like, oh, I'm going to tell you my problems, because you can't just go around the street and be like, oh, I'm going to tell you my problems, I'm going to tell you my problems. But some people actually do, like, they talk a lot. Yeah, sure though. Yeah, like.
Don't care.
I know, just let me be. My boyfriend's not me.
What about you, Beauty? From your experience?
I think I'm the kind of person that studies, not study. Like I study people before I make friends with them because I don't know. I have that this thing. But I have this friend. She likes to take from you, like everything she wants you to give her, but she don't want to give you. Like in Africa, when you have lunch money, when you have your money, you buy for her. She eats. But when it's her turn, like she pretends as if she doesn't have. So like maybe after the lunch is over or sometimes in the class you see her sneaking and eating, I'll be like, alrighty. So yeah, I don't like the kind of a friend, so I had to like, I can't be friends with you because yeah, I'm not this kind of person, so I can't work with someone that is not like me, so.
Yeah. Okay, so that is a common thing, yes, that you might find yourself being the giver in a friendship. But I think sometimes we also forget, like you say, good of you to say, oh, you know what, sometimes I am the one that's like just offloading. It's good to just check yourself and see if you're the person that's just actually always offloading. Because as much as sometimes some people are quiet and they're good listeners, they also want to, sometimes they want to talk and say things, so it's always good to also check with them, say, so how are you going, so how is things going with you? Because I have some friends too that I don't even bother telling them my problems because I'm just waiting for you to tell me your problem. Because I'm just like, oh, well, they've got something to complain about, I'm sure. But because of that, like that will create a distance. So just always be checking on your friends to say, are you good? Because I think we're built to serve others in general. We're supposed to serve others, and that also includes friendships. So you should always just check, am I also giving in this friendship, whether it's material things, whether it's spiritually, whether it's helping them with their homework or acts of service, whatever it may be. Just always try to be a giver and the rest will come. Just always try to be a giver to your friends. But then if you find that you're always the one giving, yeah, you might want to check that. You might want to have a conversation if it's worth it, or you know, if it's toxic, just step away from it, from the friendship. So, what else do you want to talk about on the topic of friendships?
How do you make a good friend? Like, how do you know that this person is a good friend for you to follow? Because sometimes we think that this person is good for us, but when you get into that friendship thingy, then you start finding out the fault, and I think maybe then it's too late. Maybe by then you have already told the person your secret and everything.
It is
so
never too late. It is never too late. See, when you're in high school, and you're in high school. Who else? You're in high school. Yeah. You guys are in uni.
No.
Pass. Okay, uni. Okay, so here's the thing. I feel like in primary school, high school, even uni, you feel like there is this loyalty and this pressure that we put on ourselves to be like, I'm gonna be loyal to this friend. This is the friend that I've had since I was 5. This friendship is, but you grow up and you evolve. People change. So do you. So some of the things that you were interested in, when you were younger, when you met the friend, are not the same later on. You should never feel like, oh, we've been friends so long, I should just stay here. Because friends are people that are very involved in our lives. Okay, so if they're not bringing positivity, their negativity will rub off.
True.
It will. And particularly for me, coming here, being an international student, like my friends are kind of my family, in a sense. So if those are the people that are always around you and they're negative, don't ever feel like, oh, it's too late, I've told them all my secrets. You can make more secrets to tell to your other friends. Oh no, but she probably means, you've confided in them about certain things. It's okay. It's always I'm not saying go around breaking friendships. I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying if you ever feel stuck and you're thinking this friendship is not productive, it is not growing me, it is not making me a better person, I'm not enjoying it, we're not laughing as much, and you're not gaining anything spiritually, mentally, physically, emotionally, socially, you're not gaining anything. Why are you still in it?
And I also like to say, like, from my perspective, my personal experience about friendship, I believe that we have different aspects of friendship in our lives. We have study buddies as friends. We have relationship buddies as friends. We have we're going out to parties as friends. We have people that will just sit there and talk about God friends. We have people that will just sit there and talk about uni friends or school or high school friends. Like, I feel like people forget that friendship is not just all. It's into one, but there's different aspects that people play in your lives. Like, for example, I have my own study friends. Like, my people are like, oh, we have an essay. Come on, girl, let's do it, kind of thing. People are like, oh, you know, I'm feeling really down. I need someone to talk to. I don't know what I'm going through. People are like, oh, did you go to church today? You know, what did they talk about in church today? People you're like, and I think the whole aspect is that you need to learn how to like differentiate the kind of friendship you have, because somehow, you know, life is like when you start working or when you're illegal to go out and party, you have people that you go out and be like, yes, I'm going out to party with them. People you're like, oh, you know what, I'm just going to stay here and just pray with them and just be like, you know, we're going through like a spiritual journey together, and I'm just going to hold their hands and be like, yes, let's do this together. And and like all this are all friendship, but they're different, like a tree, different branches of friendship. Yeah, kind of thing.
Before we continue, I will say welcome to our online viewers. Patience Maji, and she has a question. So she said, what do you do in a situation where your friend wants you to do the wrong thing with them? And is it okay to be friends with unbelievers?
The first question, what do you do when a friend wants to do something wrong? Yeah. Honestly, I would think that's pretty straightforward, but I may be wrong. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it. If you know in your heart that something is wrong, you're the one that has to live with it. People have different backgrounds, people have different beliefs, and people have different, you know, we're all different individuals. So if someone thinks a certain thing is right and you think it's wrong, don't do it with them, because your conscience is gonna kill you. You're gonna feel bad about it, you're gonna feel guilty, and they probably won't. So a person should never feel the pressure to do something because a friend has asked. That is not your friend if they get upset that, oh, you're not doing it with me. That is a friendship that is not built on a strong foundation. If a friendship is strong and if a friendship is genuine and it's really good, if someone doesn't want to do something with you, it doesn't mean that person is not your friend. They should be able to understand that you don't want to do that particular thing. What do you guys think of that question?
Yes.
Do you ever feel pressure to do certain things because you want to keep the friendship?
Sometimes you do feel the pressure because because we say, like she said, it has to be in the two-way thingy. If I ask you to do this and you do it, when you ask me to do the one you want, I ought to do it because we do the same thing
Give and take. Okay, pause just there. Give and take is correct, yes. But it shouldn't be give when you actually don't have that thing to give. You can't join them to do this thing.
Like doing trade by bad times. You know, like when you give and then you expect something back. When you do something for someone or a friend, I think you should do it because you love the person. You shouldn't do it and expect, just like when you're giving something to God. You shouldn't give to God and say, oh God, I'm expecting something back from you.
Yeah. We are not talking about giving. We are talking about asking the person to do something
when
for you.
It's the same thing as giving. When you ask someone to, you like ask Auntie Allah for like money or something like that, and she gave it to me, and then maybe when she needs something like money or something, or she asks me of it and I don't have it, or maybe I have it, but like I need it for something else. And then because I remembered that she gave me money, then I had to give it to her.
This one is a different thing. She says, according to the question, what do you do in a situation where your friend wants you to do something wrong with them? Like something wrong. And you know that you have also told the person to do something before that is wrong, and the person did it just because you're the one that asked the person to. Like drinking, let me use drinking as an example.
That's not friendship. Friendship is like, you can, like, you guys are friends, but doesn't mean you guys have to do everything together. They have to respect your decision or whatever you say.
Yeah, no, I agree. That is a toxic friendship, first of all. Let's just start there. The fact that someone wants to do something wrong with you and you feel the pressure and the need to do it, already there is some signs that this friendship is kind of toxic. If you're actually sitting there and thinking, oh, if I don't do it with this person, they might not be my friend anymore, they might get angry, you're better off not in that friendship in the first place.
I think someone just replied, Tenda Kunka, sorry for the pronunciation. It's, the person said, I believe that birds of the same feather flock together. So if you have a friend who does not even believe God exists, then how are you friends? What is your common ground? And the question, patient Margie asked another question, is it okay to be friends with unbeliever? So is it okay to be friends with unbeliever?
Honestly, I think that like you said earlier, first of all, we live in a very multicultural, different religions. We go to uni, we go to high school, you're going to bump into some people that you may form, maybe you don't want to label it as friends, maybe, but you do actually have a common ground in, say, uni, for example. And if you get to uni and that's the person that you study with, and I think then that is okay. But I guess when we're taking it to like a best friend or like a really close friend, my innermost circle, then that's when it gets tricky. Because if you don't have, for me personally, God is, I'm like God first. Okay, so if certain things don't align that way, I probably, we're probably not gonna vibe as well. So for me, I want to be able to call my friend so we can pray together. Someone I call my close friend or my best friend or my inner circle, I want us to be able to pray together. I want you to point me to a Bible first when I'm struggling with something. I want you to be able to come maybe to church with me or certain things. So I think, yes, you can have acquaintances that are non-believers, but when it comes to your innermost circle, I think it would be very difficult. You will find some bumps along the way because maybe they want to go and do this thing that you as a believer don't believe in. It can get really tricky. So personally, I want my close friends, my best friends, my innermost circle to be believers as well, because that's my #1 priority in my life, and the things around me.
So guys, what do you think?
I think so.
Is it okay to be a friend with unbelievers?
No, I don't think so, because the Bible also says,
do not be
equally yoked with an unbeliever. So I don't think it is, because like they said, evil communications corrupt good manners. So like when you have a friend, like legitimately all unbelievers, like the discussions are not like, they're not kind of relevant to you as a Christian. And
you might find yourself very uncomfortable in a lot of situations. Like certain topics, certain places, certain environments. Like I've been there where I'm just like, oh, I really don't want to be here. It's not really. So it's going to limit how you hang out, where you hang out. So is that really your friend? It can be and it's nothing wrong with, talking to everyone and
not talking like friend.
Nah, it's really gonna be hard.
Okay, so patient Maggie, according to what the member said, it's not okay to be a friend with an unbeliever, because when you are a friend with an unbeliever, you have to do what they do, no matter how holy you think you are. One day you will succumb to them. Either you beat them or you join them. So it is never okay to be a friend with an unbeliever. So hope we answered your question correctly. If you still have any question or any contribution,
yeah, I
feel
have a
free
question concerning that thing. Do you think if you can be able to convert them?
No, you're not God.
Yeah, exactly. It's not
You're
your
not
choice.
God. It's God.
You're not even like you can talk about your religion. Like when it comes to my friends that are not Christians, I talk about God because I'm not ashamed of being a Christian. I'm like, oh yes, I'm going to church today. Do you want to come? Like you can introduce it to your friendship, but it's
you can
not
never
your
change
place.
them.
Yeah.
You can't be like, oh yeah, you're my friend, you must change your
Not like change them, like preach to them.
You can preach to them. You can talk
like
about
maybe
God.
through God you can get converted. Do you think
It's their personal decision.
Yeah.
Like it's
Like, yeah. According to what Pastor always says, God respects human will.
Yeah.
So it's their will. If they're willing to change, then God does the working in them. But when they don't want to, you can't force them.
And you can't, I guess you can't bank on that maybe one day they'll convert.
Yeah.
Because maybe they won't.
Yeah.
Maybe they just won't.
So do we have any question concerning the friendship?
I wanted to touch on what you said just now about having, there's different aspects of friendship. Like as you grow older, you realize that you have, like the aspects of your life, like you have more things to deal with in life. Right now it may just be uni or it may just be high school. So, you've got that common ground. But when you're out there on your, after uni, high school, there may be, work, then there's, you do church, and then maybe you exercise, maybe you da-da-da-da. So yes, you might find yourself that there's some friends that you're closer with when, you're coming to church, or there's some friends you're closer with when you're doing exercise, because you can't, I think we put a lot of pressure in, your best friend.
Yeah.
As you grow older, you find that you cannot make that person fit in every aspect of your life.
Yeah, sure.
And that's how some friendships break, because you're expecting them to be that perfect church body, that perfect fitness body, that perfect work body, that perfect, but they can't fit in all those aspects of your life.
Yeah.
So I feel like sometimes it's okay for the best friend tag to fall. Personally, I have many best friends. My mom is my best friend. My sisters are my best friends. I've got 2 other best friends. Like, it's okay to, the people that are very close to me that I confide in and that are in my inner circle, but to have one person have to feel all those aspects of your life is a lot of pressure. And you might find that you might have someone else label you as a best friend, but later you'll find that, okay, that's actually, it's a lot of pressure. Yeah. It's a lot of pressure.
Like when I was growing up, I always wanted a best friend, and I never did. It never worked out. Because I was like, oh, we'll do everything together. You know, like when you watch all these TV shows, you're like, oh, my best friend, this and that. Never works. And I realized that, oh, we can actually be friends in this aspect of my life. Then I have another friend again, another person again. Then I have, like, as I said before, it's like a tree with different branches. Literally, at high school, you have like friends you study with. At high school, you have friends that you go to, to like PE or whatever you guys call it here. With high school, at like church, you have friends, your close colleague, you pray together, you do choir with, you dance with, you do this and that with. Like you have, literally, your life is like not just a one part where it's like literally like a tree, branches. Literally.
I'm sorry to cut you short. Patient Mbaji said something. Do we really need best friends? Especially as a Christian? That's a very good question. A very sensible question. Do we really need best friends? Because everyone is like, oh yeah, I want to have a best friend, I want to have a best friend. So we'll do this together. Or do we really need it?
Here's the thing. A person gets labeled your best friend because of your closeness, right? So if we're very close, right, and I always come to you and I talk to you, I feel free to talk to you, and you're fun, and I like to do things with you, I want us to go to this place together, that friendship. You build each other, that's for me anyways, you build each other, so that's how the term comes. But you will find as you grow older, it gets loose because they're terms at the end of the day. It's you use it loosely, not to say that, oh, I don't enjoy you and we're not the closest and we're not, but it's just that like it doesn't matter too much later in life because it's not about the labels.
Yeah.
But yes, you will have a very genuine, like close relationship with someone compared to other people. That's how the label comes about, because it's like compared to other people, you're the one I'm closest to. But at the end of the day, it's a label, and yeah,
It's just a label.
it's a label.
It's like a name tag. That's it.
Brian, do you have anything to say? Alrighty. Well, is it wrong to be close to someone? Like maybe you have many friends, then you just like I'm close to this one. Is it wrong?
To have one person? No,
Like,
it's
then
not
you're
wrong.
You know what this?
There's no right or wrong. There's no manual to friendships. There isn't. Some people prefer to have less people they're talking to. Some people get along with other people. Introverts, extroverts, people who are sociable, people who are not. So there's no right or wrong. But obviously, if you have so many friends that you're then starting to get overwhelmed and you're trying to do a schedule to say, okay, Monday it's beauty, Tuesday it's Marvel, like then maybe question to see, look.
Yeah, who is the victim?
Yeah, but
Maybe I can cut down a little
Yeah,
bit.
definitely.